Alright guys, got a 22 WMR 22 Magnum gel test for you here today. Winchester Silvertip and the Federal Punch. I have not previously tested these. I'm going to show you some up on the table that I have out of a pistol. Put a link in the description of the video. But this is my first time testing these, so I'm going to see how they do today. Using my Taurus 942, I believe it is, ultralight there. It's got a 3-inch barrel. Using Knox 10% Ballistic Gelatin. BB calibration today is coming in a little short. If you saw my previous video, it was a little short too. I think my mix is just a tad too thick. I got a little too much powder in there. It's supposed to come in between 2.95 and 3.75 inches. Coming in at about 2.75. So basically all that means is instead of this being 10% Knox Ballistic Gelatin, basically I got it mixed a little too thick. Next time I melt it back down, I'm going to add more water. I should get it to where it needs to be. But so we're running about 11-12% gel here today instead of 10%, which all that means is you're going to see a slightly reduced penetration due to that. Shouldn't be even an inch difference though. Temperature controlled as always, depending on how hot it is out. I bring it with some ice packs or packed in ice. There's a sneak peek, some upcoming videos. And I've already tested these previously along with some others. I did a gel test testing like 4 or 5 different 22 WMR out of a Caltech PMR 30. Sorry about the wind, guys. I hope you can hear me all right. I'll put a link in the description of that video if you want to check it out. It has those two there and a few others. But I think I'm actually going to redo these coming up very shortly after this video. I'm going to go ahead and redo these together side by side with the same 942 there with the 3-inch barrel. But if you want to see them out of the PMR 30 with some other ammo, link in the description for that. Or otherwise, just check out the 22/Rimfire playlist on the channel for everything rimfire. Get the other block set up and get started here in just a second. And since these are touted as personal defense rounds, I got some t-shirt and denim here to test as well, but we'll start on the bare block. Also guys, I'll get some retained weight and expanded diameter for you at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But let's get started. Also, big thanks to my buddy John at Boomstick Revenge for the range time to film this video today. Alright, whoa, I opened them upside down, they're falling out on me. So we'll start with the Winchester Silvertip here. And if you guys want to see a review video on this revolver here, I'll put a link in the description for that as well. I can remember which way it turns. Yep, this one goes the opposite of what I'm used to. Alright, that looks pretty nice. Although, didn't really expand. I mean, it did something there, but I'm going to have to try another one now. But that's a real nice wound cavity, and man, it travels deep as well. But the bullet, it didn't really expand. It just kind of broke up there. Penetration on that. That piece that's in the front there, 14.5 inches, so I gotta save room in the blocks for all the shots, but you know, honestly I'm surprised it didn't exactly perform through just the bare block. So I'm gonna take one more, come in under that one, and see if we have any different results before we move on to the clothing and all that. Because I mean, that didn't expand necessarily, but if it'll do that every time, that's pretty freaking good. So let's see, one more shot underneath. All right, what do we got this time? Ooh, yeah, completely different result. It exited the block. So still a decent wound cavity. Not as good as this one though, and that's because it didn't do any form of expansion. You can see the line right there, curved down, hit the table, and then no doubt shot out the back there. And there's nothing under there other than this little tiny shard of metal where it hit the table. So this one tried to do something, and that one just did nothing. Although for doing nothing, that's still a decent wound channel there. But I don't think there's going to be any point in putting that one through the clothing, because you know the clothing always makes it less likely that they'll expand, or if they are expanding in bare bare gel, they expand less through the clothing, if at all. So we're going to get the same results. So I'm going to save all this room over here for the punch. So hopefully the punch will perform through the bare block there, and then we'll get some denim tests and stuff with the punch and see if it still performs through the fabrics. All right, here we go with the Federal punch. I finally upgraded to some electronic earmuffs there. I can never hear John talking to me with my old school ones there, which I still like for convenience, but it's nice to have these where I can flip up the switch and actually hear what he's saying. So link in the description for these if you want to check them out. You know, the name brand, and unlike some other electronic ones, these come in well under $100. All right, here we go with the punch. What is... Oh, okay, I see it. All right. And that does appear to have an even larger wound channel there. These are amazing. I just tested some the CCI uppercut in 22 long rifle the other day, and these are just massively more damaging than the 22 long rifle. No surprise, right? But so yeah, that's a real nice wound cavity there. And the bullet is right here, which these are 12-inch blocks, so we're sitting about 12 and a quarter, 12 and a half right there. And it looks like it just flipped around. It did not expand. Imagine that. No expansion. It just did that because I guess it yawed, tumbled as soon as it hit. So we'll take it. Man, I guess I'm not doing any clothes today. Fabric, t-shirt, denim. Well, I don't know. I'm going to now. This came in a little lower than I wanted, so I'm going to try to come in just under it there, and we'll flip it over and take a look. So let's take one more in the bare gel here. That looks way different. Okay, it's just kind of hard to see, so I actually placed that one exactly where I wanted it. All right, yeah, we got some tearing there, so. And there's that one even further. Still did not expand. And that one, about 14 3/4. Looks like it had a little bounce back, so you might as well call it 15 1/4. And you know, there's what we got there. Practically the same thing, a little harder to see because it was in the bottom of the block there, but it did travel a little further, but still no expansion. Which, that's interesting. I'm gonna have to check some other dudes' videos. I swear I watched some of each and I thought they expanded. I honestly can't remember, so now that mine are not expanding, I'm gonna have to go watch some other videos and see if anybody else got expansion. But the punch at least is winning here because both of those tumbled, even though they did not expand. But you know, with a hollow point in them, obviously they're designed to expand or fragment or something, and they are not doing that. All right, I was trying to figure out what I want to do here. Do I want to do 4 layers of denim? By the way, just a single layer of t-shirt has never ever made a difference. It's like it's never there. So I was debating 2 layers of t-shirt, the 4 layers of denim, a layer of t-shirt, a layer of denim. But I think since they're not expanding at all, might as well go with the thick clothing test and do 4 layers of denim, since it's clearly not going to make a difference with expansion. So we'll see if thick clothing causes any difference, you know, with the flight path or whatever. I don't know. So line that up, 4 layers of denim, and then off here on the left side, I'll take 1 of each. We'll go the Silvertip up high and then the punch down low on that side of the block. Thought I hit the clay for a second, but just the force of the gel expanding busted the clay there. So there's the entry. Of course I missed it out the top. Nice wound channel though, so I mean, it's still flipped, tumbled, whatever. But of course over here, when we did just the bare gel, one of them did nicely and then the other one not so much, and exited clear out the block. So after I take the punch below it, I'll take another one with the Silvertip there, see if we get the repeatable result there. and maybe a capture. But let's go ahead and do the punch below that. My luck. I guess we're done here. So nice cavity again. Exited out the side of the block. But again, obviously if they did not expand in just the bare block, then they're definitely not expanding through the 4 layers of denim. I will take that one last shot with the Silvertip, like I said, since one over here was a complete failure, the other was not. So we'll put her right about there, try to catch it in between these two. Through the 4 layers denim, see if it replicates that result down there. But we still do have that one failure through the bare gel there, so that's something to keep in mind. So I would say that automatically pushed the punch ahead of the Silvertip. Also worth mentioning, it seemed like the punch had a little less recoil than the Winchester Silvertip, for what it's worth. Of course. Went out the top. I'm even coming up kind of high and shooting downward, and they're still flipping up and out for some reason. But it does look different through the denim than what it did through the bare block. You can see the wound channel carried larger, deeper on the one that did perform and we captured instead of the complete pass through. I'll take one more Silvertip down around here through the denim. Hopefully we'll capture this time. All right, did we finally catch this sucker? Yep, right there, new one. So, the wound cavity is hard to see, but there's the end of it down there, just past the one up top. So it did about the same thing as the other 2, or however many I took now, through the denim. And then obviously no expansion there. Again, 12-inch block, so penetration there is going to be about 13.5, 13.75. So there's one last look at all those wound cavities in there. Pretty impressive for a 22 mag pistol, I would say. But again, it's because they're tumbling and yawing, because clearly we have no expansion there. So again, considering we only had a failure with the Silvertip, and it was through the bare block. I mean, none of them expanded, but the Silvertip was the only one that passed clear through. At least the one that passed clear through, it still did a decent amount of damage, but nothing like when it tumbled and did not. Same for the punch. So there's that first Silvertip through the bare that we actually caught, excuse me. And then there's one of the punch right there. There's the punch through the denim, I believe. And there's the Silvertip through the denim. Alrighty, here we go. Where are we at here? If you guys want to get yourself one of these little micrometer calipers here, or the little reloader scale there, link in the description for all of that. So I guess actually we don't have to measure any expanded diameters, because we did not get any expansion. So we'll just close that guy off. So your retained weight, then obviously our retained weight's going to be pretty much 100% anyways, except for where that tip came off. So this is the first Silvertip through the gel, 37.3 grains. Hang on, camera's falling over. $37.3, $37.4, which those were, I guess, 40 grain then, with this little piece here that led out in front of it. 40.1, so there's your 100% weight retention. Here's the Silvertip through the denim, 40.1, and then there's your punch, 45. It's flicking around because of the wind. You can see the wind's blowing. This thing's really sensitive because it's a reloader scale. It's meant for measuring little tiny grains of gunpowder. And there's the other punch, 44 something or other. You can see it's flickering around because of the wind again. So I should have done this earlier, but I'm gonna give you guys a up close look of these, which, well, I guess you kind of just saw them there, but big stinking hollow point on the punch there, which is not expanding for us, obviously. But I wanted to really show you the Silvertips here, because I found something interesting about them. First glance, it just looks like, you know, the silver bullet, but if you look close enough, you can actually see the camera's picking it up nice, picking it up better than my eye does. But it's actually got a soft lead tipped hollow point there, just like the regular Super X, the gray box, where it's a 40 grain jacketed hollow point with the soft tip hollow point there. And that's what this is still. So I don't know if it's the exact same bullet and they just put the different burn rate powder in it for the, you know, for pistol barrels, and then just put that coating on it there. But I found that interesting. It is a soft tipped hollow point there, but it didn't much matter because it didn't expand for us today. So like I said, I swear I've watched other videos where people have got both of these to expand, but I'm guessing it must have been longer than a 3-inch barrel. But I mean, this is carry sized here, so this is ideally something like this is what you're going to be concealed carrying. You know, maybe not for home defense, maybe you got a longer barrel for out in the field, out on the prairie, whatever, home defense, if you're using 22 Magnum for such. But if you're carrying one, concealed carry, it's going to be something like this with a 3-inch or shorter barrel. And we did not get any expansion today out of the 3-inch barrel. And again, if they were designed to tumble, you know, that'd be one thing. And thank goodness they did pretty much every time, except for this, that one Silvertip did not. But that still gives you a pretty good odds ratio there of tumbling. But as far as them expanding like they're obviously designed to do, being hollow point bullets, no bueno. Where'd that other one go? So that'll do it for this one, guys. Like I said, I'm going to redo it with this exact same gun here. Redo these. Like I said, I previously tested these out of a PMR 30, which has a longer barrel. Again, if you want to see that, and there was others in that video as well, check out the 22/rimfire playlist. There'll be a link in the description if you want to check out the review video of this. Oh, I forgot, I'll also put the link for that PMR test up in the video description as well. But you guys should really go check out the 22/rimfire playlist. Got all kinds of good rimfire videos in there, long range gun reviews, ammo tests and such. So do go ahead, stop by and check that out. If you want to get yourself any of the products you see me use in any of my videos, shooting glasses, earmuffs, scale micrometer, shooting bag there, target stands, steel targets, and even the Knox gelatin I use, link in the description for all that. But thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to catch you on the next one.